And more companies are becoming willing to open up their sites, their APIs, to us and to developers. Here to talk about eBay's perspective on that is their Senior VP of Platform, Mark Carges. Please welcome him out. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks so much, Brady. It's a pleasure to be here. I have a few minutes to speak, so I'm sticking with the conference theme, and I boiled my talk down to 5 themes that matter for developers. Here's the first thing that matters. I've given a lot of technology talks in the past, but I've never kicked off with this topic. However, in light of what's happening with our economy, it's incredibly relevant. Nothing matters more than getting paid for the hard work that you do. And we know a lot about this. One of our founding principles is enabling economic opportunity for people, which historically has meant the sellers on eBay. And pretty much since the first screen scraping and auction sniping programs were written, eBay has also been a place where developers have been helping sellers on eBay grow their business. Now, in the early days, we didn't sanction this kind of software that you all love to write, and in fact, we discouraged it. But then something funny happened. We recognized that it was a huge opportunity for you, for us, and that it would improve the experience of our buyers and sellers. So about 8 years ago, we opened our platform for the first time with APIs, and our sellers' businesses began to grow. Then we opened a few more, and each time the marketplace grew bigger and the ecosystem grew healthier. Today, there are 85,000 developers who take advantage of eBay's public APIs, and many make money doing so. In fact, a few make a lot of money. And that's because eBay sellers do a lot of business. Last year, they sold $60 billion worth of goods worldwide, and developers who provide real value to these sellers are getting a cut of this business. So that's the first thing that matters, making money. The second thing is working on technology that's useful to people. And this is something I'm really passionate about. I've spent my whole career around large-scale software development, and I'm impressed with what I've seen since joining eBay about 6 months ago. Here's a company that has some of the greatest technology and data assets on the web. And that's a big statement, so let me back it up, starting with our payments business. PayPal is the leading global payment engine for e-commerce and person-to-person transactions. It has about 70 million active accounts across 190 countries, moving money in 19 currencies at an average volume of $164 million per day. And like PayPal, eBay also clearly has nailed global scale and reliability. It sees about 150 million unique visitors per month, and just so you know, 60% of the items sold on eBay are listed through our APIs, and roughly half of those come from third-party tools. Now that's a lot of numbers, but here's what it means in real life. But perhaps the most important stat is to know that 25 million people sell on eBay around the world. And that's a massive responsibility, because these are real people depending on our scale and your innovations to make money and in many cases earn a living to support themselves and their families. And I can't think of a more useful application of technology than that. The third thing that matters is making useful technology more accessible and making it available in places where we know people want it and where people need it. And over the years, we've done a lot of things to make our technology even more accessible on a global basis, including the introduction of the eBay iPhone app last year. And while that's a good start, there are still some basic things that we, and I'm referring to both eBay as well as all of you, haven't solved yet in terms of accessibility. And we need to solve them because people's habits are fundamentally changing. You know, I saw a study recently that brought this to light. When asked which item they would take if they had to leave the house for 24 hours, nearly 40% of global respondents chose their mobile phones over their wallet, keys, laptop, and MP3 player. Less than 30% chose their wallet first. Now, I just lived that statistic. A couple of weeks ago, I went to the local In-N-Out Burger with my kids. And when I went to pay, I realized I had forgotten my wallet. So instead, I was standing there holding up my phone, and I asked if by chance they took PayPal. They didn't, and we went home to peanut butter and jelly. The story doesn't have a happy ending, but all of us can change that by developing technology that people can more easily access. And increasingly, that means beyond the internet. This connects to the fourth thing that matters for developers: creating technology that adapts to your life rather than the other way around. Here's an example. When a bank wants to be more accessible to people, they open more branches. But when they didn't really adapt to how people wanted to bank until they rolled out ATMs and more recently online banking and payments. And that's because people are demanding technology that bends to the way they live. Let's look at what happened to the humble phone. It's no longer just a phone. Today it's your portable communications device. It's also your digital entertainment center. And it's also your shopping mall. And tomorrow your phone is also your wallet. So adapting technology to how people want to pay and be paid has been a focus at PayPal for some time. In 2006, we offered a way to send money from your mobile phone. And since then, we've rolled out the PayPal application on the iPhone, and we're currently the only way to pay on the BlackBerry App Store, which RIM launched earlier today. But the big news is coming later this year when we open our PayPal developer program, and your innovations will blow the mobile payments opportunity wide open. Actually, this is how PayPal caught fire on the web. Developers, not PayPal nor eBay, created an HTML snippet, the Buy Now button, and they placed it on their eBay listings in 1999. Developers unlocked the power of PayPal, not PayPal. And frankly, since then, developers have asked for APIs like our Send Money capability, which is currently available only on our webpage. And one of the things we will be enabling later this year are flexible APIs to send money, and your innovations are literally what will drive the future of payments in a very big way. Now, I realize PayPal and the whole payments business overall is probably not the first thing that comes to mind for developers today, but it should be. The payments business is huge. It's far larger than e-commerce. And out of all the big global payment systems out there, there are only a handful, and PayPal will be the first and only global payments platform open to developers. And what platform doesn't need a payments function? And you may ask, well, if this is such a great thing, why isn't everyone rushing to do this? Well, it's simple, because they can't. Unlike many other businesses, you can't easily internet your way into payments. Well, at least not today. And here's why. Over 10 years, PayPal has built a single global payment engine, which is extremely rare in online payments and virtually non-existent at scale. Also, most payment systems providers only have partial data about a transaction, whereas PayPal sees transactions end-to-end. And this has allowed PayPal to build some of the most advanced risk and fraud detection capabilities for payments. And PayPal has also established deep integrations into 27 global financial networks worldwide like Visa and MasterCards and more than 15,000 banks globally. This is a significant advantage for consumers and merchants. You can't just take your bank information from Berlin and expect it to work in Beijing. The financial systems simply don't talk. And PayPal solves this by layering on top of all of these disparate financial networks and making them work together. The result is that it's very simple for people to pay and get paid virtually anywhere in the world. Now, I'll tell you another quick story. I was in Amsterdam recently, and I used PayPal on my mobile phone to pay a colleague who lent me 50 euros so that I could pay a taxi driver. I didn't have cash or credit with me, but once again, I had my phone. This story highlights two facts. One, that I rarely have my wallet handy. Here it is, in case you're wondering if I have one. And two, that the opportunity in opening the PayPal platform isn't just about technology. It's also about solving everyday problems that people encounter when trying to pay or get paid. And back to my original point, it's about adapting technology to the way we live, not the other way around. So the bottom line for all of you is that we've spent 10 years building PayPal into the leading global online payment system, and we've done a lot of hard work. And now we need your help to take the innovation to a whole new level in the payment space. And we want you to make money while doing it. So this leads to my final point about things that matter to developers: speeding innovation and time to market through open platforms. As I mentioned earlier, we already have about 85,000 developers accessing our APIs on eBay. And this allows our customers to tap into a constant pool of innovations, your innovations. And last year, we opened the eBay Selling Manager platform for the first time so developers could build tools natively on eBay, like the way applications are built into Facebook. And if you're wondering about the profit potential in this area, our Selling Manager tool has 270,000 active paying businesses subscribing in the US alone. Today we announced that UPS, Terapeak, and others are the first third-party tools to be embedded on the eBay platform. And developers who build on this platform can monetize their applications with a subscription-based revenue model. And because they're building to the Google Gadget spec, they can take their applications elsewhere on the web, including onto other portal pages. So those are the 5 things we believe that matter to developers today. What matters to me is making sure we're creating an environment where all of this potential can be realized. And that means focusing more on eBay's efforts on the developer community. And that is critical for us. We literally could not do what we do without your help. So to date, the efforts of our developer community have resulted in more than 13,500 live applications consuming our web services. And this translates into real dollars. Last year on eBay, third-party tools helped our sellers move more than $18 billion worth of inventory. And developers, some of you sitting in this room, took a cut of those transactions. So I hope what I've said in the last few minutes has made you rethink what you know about eBay and PayPal, and that you see the kinds of opportunities available on our platforms. To find out more, check out this site for details on the eBay Developers Conference in June, and stay tuned for more details about our first PayPal conference dedicated to the PayPal developers and our payment platforms later this fall. And I want to leave you with one more thought, and it goes back to my first point. Unlike other platforms that are trying to figure out monetization, it's pretty simple for us. We have been helping developers make money for years now, and we're in a position to make that opportunity even richer by opening up our e-commerce and payment platforms. In short, we are set up for you to take a cut, and I hope you will. Thank you.